The DRDO is working on a passive imaging infrared seeker variant of the Astra Mark 1 air-to-air system, which will be ready much before the Astra Mark 2 variant. The infrared guidance has long been the predominant mode for the short-range air-to-air systems, as the infrared seekers don't emit signals like the active radar seekers, due to which there is a reduced chance of detection by the defensive aid suite of the target aircraft, while the radar guidance is preferred for longer-range systems. The combined launch of both active radar and infrared seeker variants of Astra system will be more difficult to defeat through countermeasures, as the pilot will be overwhelmed trying to deploy two levels of countermeasures. The Ministry of Defense has requested Israel to fast-track the delivery of the Negev 7.62 by 51 mm light machine guns, and reports indicate that the delivery might start by the end of this year. 16,479 LMGs were ordered under 880 crore rupees deal in March 2020 under the fast-track procedure, for urgent operational requirements of the regular and special forces. As the Indian Army is planning to order another 72,406 716 rifles from SIG-Sauer of the US, as well as 93,893 Kar 816 carbines from a UAE-based firm. Many domestic manufacturers have expressed concern over continuing imports, and one of the manufacturers have written to the Defense Minister and have asked for a level playing field to showcase their products. The Indian firm has said that Indian companies can make the rifles with over 50% indigenous content, and can match the price and delivery schedule of the foreign vendor. Indian companies are not considered for deals through fast-track procurement, and they are currently limited to foreign vendors. Both the Korean government and the Korean defense industry are seriously pursuing the two new defense corridors in India, and the two countries are looking at joint production of defense platforms and training of military personnel. The South Korean defense company Lignex One and Reliance Defense have initially identified the local production of air defense systems and surveillance radar systems, and are also planning to jointly manufacture anti-ship systems and the man-portable third-generation Raybolt anti-tank guided systems in India, which weighs around 20 kilograms and has a range of 3 kilometers. The former defense minister and later the newly appointed chief of defense staff have postponed work on the funding and design work on the third indigenous aircraft carrier, as the priority for spending has already shifted to the Indian Army and the Indian Air Force. But the imperative need of 3 aircraft carriers is still valid, and no matter what arguments are tabled by critics and inter-services rivalries about the cost and vulnerability of aircraft carriers, it's a fact that no strike group can be complete without the integral air power provided by an aircraft carrier. China will operate 6 aircraft carriers by 2030, and Japan is converting its 4 helicopter carriers to make them a cheaper and dual-use aircraft carriers. The Indian Navy has devoted $5 million to the design effort of the third aircraft carrier from its own budget, and talks have taken place with the Bhabha Atomic Research Center for 2 reactors of 90 megawatts on the basis of the INS Arihant nuclear submarine reactor to propel the 60,000-ton carrier.